What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today. I'm your host JNO, welcome to the channel and welcome to what we learned for Game Week 23, where we look back at Game Week 22, the double game week, and see what we can take from it moving forward in the FPL to see how we can improve our sides. But before we get into this video, if you want to support the channel in any way, there's various links in the description, one of them being to our Patreon page, where you can support the YouTube channel with a monthly subscription anywhere from $1 up. Any support is much appreciated. So we're starting off with this episode with Man City versus Watford. In fact, nearly all of this episode isn't going to include any of the games from the double game weeks, the West Ham and Tottenham games, because let's be honest, it was a very disappointing double game week, and a lot of us now are trying to get those West Ham or Tottenham players out for more promising options from teams like Manchester City and Liverpool. Manchester City come into this game against Watford having scored very regularly against Watford. Watford having lost all 5 meetings that they've had with Manchester City since returning to the Premier League, and they've only scored 1 and conceded 17 in those 5. And this one, 3-1 to Man City, saw some good point scorers from the Manchester City team. So the game started off with Manchester City kicking off, Watford touching the ball once, and then Sane crossing the ball low to the back post for Sterling to finish easily, and this kind of set the tone for the entire game. Sane again with some great work on the left, weaved in and out and found John Stones in the box, but Stones blasted it over. A lot of people looking at Stones as an option because of his cheaper price compared to Otamendi, although in this transfer window it does look like Manchester City are looking at adding some defenders to their squad, which is a slight worry for those of us with Manchester City defenders in our side. Some more great possession football, and Watford were clearly being outclassed in this one as Silva slides the ball into the Bruyne on the right, who crosses it in for Kabasele, who tried to clear it but score an own goal as he tried desperately to stop them getting a second. Watford did then manage to keep Man City out until the second half as De Bruyne whips it in and the keeper gets a hand to it but just puts it into the path of Aguero to score the third. Watford did manage to get a consolation goal, but Man City continued to look like a great source of FPL points, but it's not like you need me to tell that. The standout options from this game are De Bruyne at 10.2 million, 12 points from 2 assists and 3 bonus points. He had a chance every 19.8 minutes, and he had a chance created every 13 minutes. And then Sterling at 8.9, still rising in price, got 9 points with 1 goal and 2 bonus points. Had a chance every 22.5 minutes and created a chance every 45 minutes. So very good options in that Manchester City side, but with the likes of Sanchez coming in and likes of defenders coming in as well, it may be worth just bringing in Aguero for now if you haven't got a Manchester City player, purely because he looks pretty nailed on unless Sanchez is going to also play in that striker role. Moving on to the Arsenal-Chelsea game, and this was another 4-goal thriller, with it coming out as a draw 2 apiece for Arsenal and Chelsea. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see this game, but the players coming out of this with some points are Bellerin at 6 million, coming in with 8 points from 1 goal and 1 bonus point, but he only had a chance each half. Hazard coming through at 10.7 million with 10 points with 1 goal and 3 bonus points. He had a chance every 13.7 minutes, only created 1 chance in the game however. And Jack Wilshere at 5.4 million, a very cheap way into the Arsenal team with 8 points from 1 goal and 2 bonus points. Again, he only had 1 chance in the 90 minutes and didn't create any chances though. So whilst they did get good points, there wasn't really any underlying stats in this one to suggest anyone is absolutely firing on all cylinders, apart from maybe Eden Hazard with a chance every 13.7 minutes. We then had Brighton versus Bournemouth, another 4-goal thriller. This one was also 2 apiece, and it took Brighton only 5 minutes to score, with Izquierdo finding knockout at the back post with a beautiful bit of play from Huddersfield that started from the back. Bournemouth showed some potency then from set pieces, however, as Steve Cook rose above from a corner to head home. Then Bournemouth lost the ball high up the pitch, and Gross finds the pace of Izquierdo, who slips it across to Murray to get his 2nd assist in the game, but Bournemouth would get the equaliser with Brighton failing to clear their lines, and the ball was bundled home by Callum Wilson. Again, we have 3 options that really stood out from this game. One was Izquierdo. Because of his pace at 5.9 million, it looks like he could get down that byline a lot from passes from players like Grosh and then find players in the box for assists. He got 8 points from 2 assists, no bonus points, but he had a chance every 18 minutes and he created a chance in each half. Cook at 4.7 million. The Bournemouth defence don't get many clean sheets, however they can score goals, as Cook showed in this one. He managed to get 9 points from 1 goal and 2 bonus points. He had a chance only once in the game, but he did put it home. And then Glenn Murray at 5.7 million, a cheap striker option. He got 8 points from 1 goal and 3 bonus points. He had a chance every 30 minutes, and he only created 1 chance in the 90. The next game we go to, and there was only 3 goals in this game, and they all came from Leicester against Huddersfield, as Leicester won 3-0. Leicester went into this game with 3 losses out of 4 and no win after Christmas, so they were fired up clearly, because Albrighton's delivery was clearly an issue from early on, as Albrighton whipped a ball in for Slimani to head over. It would go to the second half before another ball from Albrighton hooked in with his right, and Mahrez sent it back across the goal with a left-footed volley to score the first. Mahrez then slides a beautiful pass to Slimani, who manages to chip it over the Huddersfield keeper for the second, and then the game was finished when Demarai Gray plays the ball across the penalty box, and Albrighton was left with a simple finish for Leicester to get the 3-0 win. And the options that stand out from this game are Mahrez and Albrighton. Mahrez at 8.6 million has been returning points frequently. He got 14 points in this one from 1 goal and 1 assist. His bonus points, 3 bonus points in this one. His chances and chances created was only 77 minutes though, which means he only created 1 of each. However, they clearly got him the points. And whilst I've been saying regularly that his underlying stats don't suggest he'll continue to score like he has been, he just keeps going, it keeps getting those FPL points, and at some point you may just have to ignore the underlying stats. He's clearly a decent option right now as an FPL asset. And then Albrighton at 5.5 million, a cheap way into that Leicester side with a really good delivery from either wing. He's got 13 points from 1 goal and 1 assist, 2 bonus points, and he only had a chance once in the game which he put away, but he created a chance every 30 minutes. And then we look at other performers, and there were various people I could have put here, Andy Carroll being one of them. I didn't get to see all the games, unfortunately. The players I have picked, however, are Paul Pogba at 7.9 million with 12 points from 2 assists and 3 bonus points. He had a chance every 22.5 minutes and created a chance every 18, which is some good underlying stats. Manchester United seem to play best when Pogba is there, and he seems the safest way into that Manchester United side without worrying about rotation. However, there is the worry that he might start to get the assist before the assist, which means he wouldn't get FPL points. Right now, Jesse Lingard also seems like a very good option, although he does have the issue of potentially being benched every now and again and rested, but he has been on such good form you'd think Mourinho would want to play him rather than not. And then we also have Son coming in at 8.1 million from Spurs, the highest scoring double game week player out of Double Game Week 22 with 12 points from 1 goal and 2 bonus points. He had a chance, and this is across 2 games every 30 minutes, and he had a chance created every 90 minutes. However, I think it's safe to say there was no real explosive asset from the Double Game Week, the only other one being really Andy Carroll, who also got 12 points. Spurs still look capable of scoring points. It's just a shame Harry Kane was rested, and also it's a shame that we didn't see a bit more from the likes of Dele Alli, Christian Eriksen, Son and Kane, but that's the way it sometimes goes. I still think there are good options in that Spurs side, but if you've got Harry Kane, you may be looking to bulk up your side with Manchester City and Liverpool players at the moment. But the transfer window can of course change all of that. I am hoping to bring some player analysis episodes in. We've already got some juicy transfers that have gone through, so look forward to some of that on the channel during this month. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you have enjoyed, please hit that like button. Also, please hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and you love FPL content. Again, various ways you can support the channel in the links in the description down below. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.